I overdosed and strangled over 300 babies to death. Then I threw them in rivers or hid them in town. My name is Amelia Elizabeth Dyer, and I was a baby farmer that killed her little ones. I would adopt and care for babies, but for money, I would also brutally murder them. I was born into a large family outside of Bristol, which instilled a natural inclination towards caregiving in me. I was trained by a midwife who taught me about baby farming. I began placing advertisements in local newspapers, presenting myself as a respectable woman offering children a nurturing environment. However, I intended to deceive the parents. Instead of using the money to provide for the baby's well-being, I devised a plan to dispose of the children and keep all the funds for myself. I administered fatal doses of an opioid solution to the babies. Once their deaths were confirmed, I would call the coroner and act shocked by the sudden loss. This pattern of heartless murders continued for years. However, in 1879, the coroner grew suspicious of the high number of deaths. Still, I was not charged with murder or manslaughter. Instead, I received a sentence of 6 months in a labor camp for neglect. After my release, I resumed placing advertisements and continued accepting payments. If parents sought the return of a child I had already killed, I would simply replace them with another baby. To avoid arousing suspicion, I took extra precautions this time. Instead of reporting the deaths to the coroner, I disposed of the bodies. I wrapped them in cloths, buried them, threw them into the river, or hid them around town. If I felt like the authorities suspected me, I would admit myself in the asylum and fake to have suicidal thoughts. Then once the suspicions would subside, I would relocate to new towns, adopting new identities. In March 1896, a bargeman discovered a carpetbag in the Thames River. It was a wrapped, lifeless body of a baby girl. The bargeman promptly reported it, and the police noticed a faded name written on the corner of the paper that showed my address. However, the police struggled to link me directly to the crime, so they devised a plan using a young woman as a decoy. She placed an advertisement seeking a baby farmer. I responded, unaware of their trap. Then, I unknowingly walked into a police ambush. The police discovered evidence in my place, including a scent of decomposing flesh, dressmaker's tape I used to wrap the infants' necks, and letters from mothers inquiring about their missing children. Additionally, they found items I had packed away in case I needed to move. In my trial, I pleaded guilty to only one murder and attempted to claim insanity. However, the jury saw this as a mere ploy to avoid prosecution. On June 10, 1896, I was executed by hanging for my crimes.